Good morning. I'm Jenna Powers, and I'm here with Catherine Finnegan, and
it's a great day to be a Dodger.
In today's episode, we take a look at Biden's peace with drugs, the Jeffrey Dahmer Netflix series, and a week in Madison sports.
Sounds very cohesive.
I don't write the news. I just report it.
Or the script, quite frankly.
But Ben Preston and Michael Keller did write an in-depth piece on Joe Biden's recent pardoning on marijuana possession and his policy changes to the war on drugs. Ben?
On October 7th, President Biden made an executive order pardoning federal marijuana possession convictions, beginning to fulfill a campaign promise to loosen classification of the drug.
As I said when I ran for president, no one should be in jail just for using or possessing marijuana. It's already legal in many states, and criminal records for marijuana possession have led to needless barriers to employment, to housing, and educational opportunities.
This idea of marijuana criminalization has existed for over a century. Between 1914 and 1925, 26 states made laws prohibiting the drug. And really at this point in time, anti-marijuana laws were rather uncontroversial. Considering the trend of substance prohibition in the 1920s and its association to immigrants coming from Mexico after the Mexican Revolution of 1910, many Americans were already animist towards marijuana. Then began a time where Americans were skeptical of marijuana. But when we look at marijuana arrests from the 1910s to 1970s, they aren't obscure by any means. But there's a noticeable change in the 1970s, and a massive change in fact. And since then, we've seen the number of marijuana cases skyrocket in America. But why is this? We now attribute these numbers to what we call the war on drugs. Started by President Richard Nixon in 1971, this doctrine would enforce a zero-tolerance policy towards drugs in America.
America's public enemy number one in the United States is drug abuse. In order to fight and defeat this enemy, it is necessary to wage a new all-out offensive.
You see, marijuana was an easy scapegoat for America's problem of inner-city and suburban failure, especially in poor communities with large minority populations. The subsequent heavy policing of these neighborhoods resulted in a surge of incarceration rates within the minority communities. Soon enough, the incarceration rates of black people were much higher than those of white people, and we still see those numbers today. America would soon have the highest incarceration rate on the planet, even over countries like China, Russia, Iran, or Cuba, which we as Americans have deemed autocratic and oppressive. Strict laws force judges to dish out minimum sentences that far exceed the logical punishment. This may seem like an old law that should have been abolished decades ago, but it's still happening today. In 2021, a 38-year-old man from Mississippi was sentenced to life in prison for the possession of 1.5 ounces of marijuana. That's not even a tenth of a pound.
Beyond its racist implications, another problem with this war on drugs is that when you criminalize something, you can't regulate it. When you can't regulate something like marijuana, it becomes dangerous in the hands of people who don't know how to use it properly. President Biden's pardon will only cover around 6,500 people, which by no means covers everybody arrested during the war on drugs. But this is a start. Now, this was an extremely brief explanation of the war on drugs, and I encourage you to further your own research. But it is in these situations when we should look beyond our political views and consider the safety of Americans through the legalization of marijuana.
Wow, that video was highly informative.
That was terrible, Catherine. Anyway.
You know what I can't move on from? The new Jeffrey Dahmer Netflix series. I binged it all weekend.
I don't know how you did that. I can't handle more than one episode at a time.
Well, what can I say? I guess like Dahmer, I have a strong stomach.
Not cool, Catherine. Anyway, Maeve, George, and Nathan took a deep look at the new series and what people here at MHS think about it. Maeve?
Hi, I'm Maeve Girardi, and I'm going to be interviewing people at MHS about their opinions and thoughts on the Jeffrey Dahmer Netflix series. So have you watched the Dahmer Netflix series?
No, I want to go to sleep at night. I think it's too gory. I don't want to watch a guy eat other people. It's not in my interest, but if that's your thing, go ahead.
Okay. Have you watched the Dahmer series on Netflix?
Yes.
So what episode are you?
I'm on episode 8.
Okay. So you're almost finished?
Yeah, 2 episodes.
What do you think about the fact that Jeffrey kept bones and bodies in his apartment? How does that make you feel?
It's disgusting. Like the fact that he has dead stuff that's decomposing. It's just disgusting to think about. And the fact that he kept doing killing more bodies and just keeping it, it's just disgusting and it's just sick.
Mm-hmm.
it's you can get uncomfortable watching the show, but I mean it's interesting just to see how he kept running away with it. But overall, it's just disgusting. That's what I think.
Thank you for your opinion.
Thank you.
Hi Mason, have you started the Dahmer Netflix series yet?
Yeah, I have.
What episode are you on?
I'm on episode 8.
So, what do you think of the acting so far?
I think it's really good. They found a really good actor for Dahmer, and it's making the show really interesting so far. So.
Hi, have you seen the Dahmer Netflix series?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so the show is based off true events. How does that make you feel?
Honestly, it's a little scary that that it happened in real life, but I also think it's interesting to see how like the mind works of some people like Jeffrey Dahmer, and how people are actually insane like that, and I think it's informative to viewers.
Do you think people should watch the show?
I think they should, because even though it is a little, I mean, it's very intense and it's kind of chilling that it's a true story, I think it raises awareness about how people and just mental health in general can be affected, and how that's a very real thing in the world.
Okay, thank you. Hi, have you watched the Dahmer series on Netflix?
Yes.
Okay, so are you finished, or what episode are you on?
I'm finished. I'm on episode 8.
Okay, so what would you say about the fact that the show is based off true events? How does that make you feel?
I feel like it's informative, but at the same time it could be misleading for the stuff that isn't like totally completely accurate.
I agree, but I also feel like it could be disrespectful towards the victims' families because they're sort of tweaking the events for television, but that's actually happened to their families.
Good. Okay, thank you. Hi, Nicole. Have you watched the Netflix series Jeffrey Dahmer yet?
I have not. I'm like probably gonna watch it, but like I get home late at night and I'm just not gonna go home and watch a horror movie. But I heard it's not that scary because it's like some scenes are a little like
there's mixed opinions.
Yeah, but like I will watch it probably. I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Mr. Osmond. How are you today?
Good. How's it going?
Good, thank you. Have you watched the Jeffrey Dahmer series on Netflix yet?
I have not.
Okay. Would you consider watching it?
Absolutely.
Okay. Considering that the show is based off true events, how would that make you feel as a person or a viewer?
I am always interested in texts that are based on some element of reality, right? And I think to take a serial killer and to present like a fictionalization of that, right? Or to create a narrative from these real events to dramatize them further, to spin out new narratives is always really interesting.
Yeah.
And I know that there's been a lot of buzz lately about this work in particular and its embrace. So I'd be curious to see, what all the buzz is about.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Osmond.
That show is to die for.
Finally, let's take a look at something more exciting. An update on this week's Dodger Sports.
Yeah, we saved the best video for last. Opening this piece is the school's best reporter and most talented anchor.
Don't forget me and Riley are on this too.
Yeah, right.
Riley, Catherine, and I look at Dodger football, field hockey, and girls soccer.
This is where we cut to me, right?
Yeah.
This week, Jenna, Riley, and I take a deeper look into Dodger sports.
Well, I mean, the game's going pretty well. Pretty close score. Martin Dodgers, we could come out with this. Madison Dodgers, but we're gonna need to raise the intensity and go harder.
What's your opinion on the turnout from the student section?
Turnout from the student sections, it's pretty good. People just need to listen and move down and like watch the game. But like, it would be a little bit better. But like, good show out.
Thank you so much for your time.
I'm Jenna Powers. I'm here with senior goalie Hope Riley. And what were your thoughts about the team this season?
The team this season, I think, is way better than most years because one, we're seniors, and then two, everyone has a positive attitude towards the team.
So this year we're doing very well. I think we're forming a more positive vibe. So it's helping us win and helping us do better and become a real team.
I think that we're going to do great this season because we work so well as a team.
We just recently had a county game on Saturday. What were your pregame thoughts to that game?
I was hurt, so I wasn't really playing, but I was really nervous about the whole game. And
Okay, I think we are going to win today, and I think that after this we are in the semifinals for counties, and I hope that our team wins counties. Woo! Go Dodgers!
So I think we're going to do really good in this game in practice. We've been practicing a lot of gameplay and 4v3s, and I think that we really have a shot of winning and going to the semifinals.
I think our season is going pretty well so far. We've only lost one game. I'm excited for our game today. I hope we win.
And now afterwards, what were your final thoughts about the game and how it ended and all that?
I thought we played really well. I was sad that we lost, but
I think we should have won the game, but it's okay because we lost double overtime. The refs were really bad. So.
I'm here with Gwen Islander, senior starting defender. How do you feel about Coach DeVito against Coach Lagnon? Wow, what a question. I believe they're very different, but they're both very good coaches. And
I feel like the atmosphere has changed, but not in a bad way or anything. But I'm just saying they are different types of coaches.
what are your hopes for today's first county game?
I hope we get that dub.
How do you feel about losing to Morris Catholic, who haven't previously won a game this season?
It was definitely super disappointing because we had been unbeaten up till then, but we didn't play a perfect game, so I don't think we deserved to win, but definitely didn't deserve to lose.
I'm here with Claire Shealy. What is your position? Forward. And what is your goals for the rest of the season?
I think we have a lot of potential as a team this season, and I think that last season we went pretty far. We got to the finals and then lost, unfortunately, but I think we could win it all this year if we just keep going. We only have one loss out of 8 games, I think, so I think we're on a good lead.
And how would you describe the team environment?
It's very positive. I think all of us are close. We're all friends outside of the sport, which I think is good. We have a good community, and I love my team.
That video really hit it out of the ballpark.
No, Catherine, baseball isn't until spring.
Well, I'm Catherine Finnegan.
And I'm Jenna Powers.
That's a wrap for this week's episode. We will catch you next week, and remember, it's a great day to be a Dodger.